Howdy, Dan Bass here again with Bass's Backyard Barbecue. Today we're going to finish up the ribs that we started seasoning yesterday. I was just going to season them for a couple hours and get them on the grill, but got busy yesterday. So they've actually been with their dry rub overnight, and that's fantastic. It'll be even tastier. So first step, like we did with fajitas, we get the grill lit. And what do we not use, class? We do not use lighter fluid unless you're starting the campfire. That's fine. Don't cook with it. Okay. Pull you over here for the lighting of the barbecue pit. Ceremonial lighter. I feel like I should have some dramatic music going on. Maybe I'll do that in post-production. Very, very nice. The smell will let you know that there's soon will be very tasty smoked meat to eat. Well, I guess in about 4 hours anyway. Since today we're doing Bayby Back Ribs, it'll take a total of about 4 hours to cook them right. So they've been, like I said, sitting here in their dry rub overnight. They are primed and ready. Something I forgot to show you when I was cooking my fajitas the other day was the best way to get good smoke out of the wood that you put into your smoker. This is some of the pecan wood that I brought back home from East Texas, and I'm just soaking it in water. So it'll soak in water for about 45 minutes to an hour before you use it to cook with, and it'll keep the wood from burning up. Instead, it'll just smoke and smolder the whole time that it's sitting on top of the coals. That's perfect. That's just what you want to permeate your meat with delicious smoke aroma flavor. All right, we'll be back shortly with getting the ribs onto the smoker. See how that smells. Oh my goodness. Here, have a whiff. Doesn't that smell good? That smells good. Just wait till it gets cooked. Okay, at the moment, that's all you gotta do. Just put them close to where the heat and smoke comes up from the firebox. Go ahead and shut the lid here. And I'm gonna add my soaking smoking wood. Now, always remember, anything on your grill after you've lit the fire is hot, so use a glove or use a tool to open things up. It's a pretty little fire in there. Go ahead and put 2 in for now. We might add another one in later. I also have pork chops, some bone-in, inch-thick pork chops I'm going to put on here in probably about 2 hours, because they take a little bit less time to cook than the ribs do. Alright, well, that's all you do. You soak the wood, you put it on top of the coals, it makes smoke. Sounds simple, right? Go out and do it. It makes the best ribs you'll ever have. Alright, I'm in the backyard filming my Bayby Back Ribs for Bass's Backyard Barbecue. Hello, kitty. And my son wants to shoot the balloon with this machine gun again. Okay, go for it. That's pretty good. Ah! Overkill. Well done. I think you're empty. Always use protective eyewear when shooting machine guns at balloons. Good job, Stevie. Okay, back to the show. Let's check on the ribs. Look at all that smoke coming out. It's East Texas pecan wood. Doesn't get much more aromatic and tasty than that. Okay, next we have the sop that we're going to put together for the Bayby Back Ribs that I have on the smoker already, and also the pork chops that we'll be putting on there in about, probably an hour now. So first of all, we have apple juice, or you could use apple cider or hard apple cider, like Angry Orchard or Hornsby's or one of those types. Then we have our fat source, which is going to be the avocado oil because it has a real high cooking temperature. And then, of course, the Sweet Baby Ray's because it tastes so good, and native Texan barbecue sauce. And today we're adding in sriracha. It's a nice spicy sauce. My kids call it the rooster sauce. Add that to taste. Don't put too much of it in unless you like really hot ribs. And then add some mustard. The dimensions and flavors that mustard adds to a sop for pork are fantastic. That's one thing that the Carolina barbecue folks got right. And then we have the pickle juice. Add your salt and your vinegar that helps tenderize the meat and keep it moist and tasty when it's smoking. All right, so those are the ingredients for the sop. We've got them all put together in here already. It's been simmering for a little while. And it's ready to go apply to the ribs. All right, let's go out there and do that now. All right, we're back out here at the grill. It's been smoking for a little over an hour now, and it's been keeping a steady temperature of just over 200 at this part of the grill, which means it's probably right about 220 where the heat is coming in from the firebox. So just add 15 or 20 degrees, maybe a little less than that from where your temperature reading is over here. Okay. Oh man, that's looking good. Definitely time for a sop though. Get a little stir. Paint it on. I really wish you could smell this. It's absolutely worth smelling. Okay, we're going to go ahead and rotate the pieces of the rib rack. Since I cut the rack up into 3 parts, it's good to keep them rotated throughout the cooking process so that they cook and smoke evenly. So that's about the way the bottoms should be looking by now. If it were to get really charred on the bottom, that means you need to move it back further in the smoking chamber. I think our temperature is just right in here, so I should be able to leave it right where it is. And the amount of smoke that we have coming in has definitely gone down, so we need to add another piece of East Texas pecan wood. It's been soaking in water. Hello. There is my daughter, and she is feeding her baby
Baby
dinosaur.
dino.
Yes. What's your baby dino's name?
Pinky.
That certainly makes sense. Okay.
Because she's all pink. She's a dinosaur dragon mix.
A dinosaur dragon mix. That's cool. I didn't know they made those. All right, let's add some more East Texas pecan wood to our coal base. Careful, this is hot.
Yeah, buddy. There goes that piece.
There we go.
Poor little guy. Don't burn yourself.
Nope. All right, we'll just let it keep on smoking. Hello. Okay. I'm actually going to add a handful of more lump charcoal in there as well.
Can I toss one in?
From a distance.
Okay. Oh! I'll drop it. Yes.
Good job.
Can I toss another one?
Nah, that's good.
Okay. I tossed that one good.
Perfect.
What's that thing for?
That lets airflow in, so you can adjust how much air you want to go in.
Cool.
Okay, the ribs have been cooking for about an hour and a half now. Been on the smoker. And next up, we're going to add the inch-thick bone-in pork chops. Take a sniff of that. Take a sniff. That smells good. All right. Oh, those ribs are looking fantastic. I'll go ahead and scoot them back just a wee bit. They'll keep on cooking and smoking. That's what a perfectly seasoned, inch-thick, bone-in pork chop looks like. And that's what it sounds like when it hits the grill. There we go. All right. We'll let that keep on cooking. And it's going to be so tasty. All right. I'll put another sop on the ribs in about 20-25 minutes. And at that point, the pork chops will be ready to flip and put a sop on as well. All right. Okay, we're coming back out to the grill. Check it out. Oh, man. Oh, if only you could smell what I'm smelling. At least you can see it. Fantastic. Just look how the fork just pushes right through. So tender. All right, that's fantastic. See, bottoms are looking good. Go ahead and rotate them around again. Then we'll put a sop on it before we shut the lid. The ribs are almost to the point that we're going to wrap them up in foil with some veggies and some apple slices. That'll continue to add good flavor and keep them moist while they're finishing up their cooking process. Let's go ahead and put a sop on the top of these pork chops. This is the same sop that I've been putting on the ribs. A little bit more for the ribs. Now let's turn over these pork chops. Oh, look at the grill marks. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing, doesn't it? put some sop on the back side of the pork chops. Alright, so now in about 30 minutes we're going to come back out here and check the pork chops again, and then we're going to wrap up the ribs in some foil with some poblano pepper, some apple slices, and I'm fresh out of purple onion, so we're going to use yellow onion. Not quite as pretty, but it tastes good too. Okie doke. Be back in just a bit. Alright, it's just about time to put the ribs wrapped up in foil with some veggies and some apple slices. I'll keep them nice and tender and let them keep on cooking while the pork chops are finishing up. And Steve-O is now out here with his airsoft pistol.
Hi.
Hi. And he's continuing to obliterate the balloons. I think they're dead.
No, not yet.
Okay, they're dead. Right. So we just grab one of the partial racks of ribs. Isn't that beautiful? Once again, that's about the way the bottom should look. It shouldn't look burnt. It's just look delicious. It's about the top. Okay. Put it just inside the foil. Then we'll apply the poblano. Let's go and pick you up and show you this. This is the artistic part of what I do. Put the poblano on. Some onion. The apple. A little bit more onion in there. That is gorgeous. So we'll wrap that up, then we'll do that again with the other two partial racks, and we'll keep on letting the pork chops soak in some good old East Texas pecan wood smoke and continue cooking. Alright, this is the way the ribs look like when they're wrapped up with the veggies and the apple slices. And then we have the inch-thick bone-in pork chops there with the fresh sop on them and a couple slices of poblano. And I'm being entertained by my kiddos bouncing on the trampoline.
Hi.
Hi. Crazy kids. Yeah, crazy kids. Man, that's going to be tasty. So in about another 20 minutes, I'm going to wrap up the pork chops and let them simmer with a couple of apple slices. Did you just photobomb me? Okay. We'll wrap up the pork chops with a couple extra apple slices and let them simmer and keep on cooking because they will have had all the smoke that they need. All right. That'll do it. I'll be back in just a little bit to show the wrapping of the pork chops. Alright, it's been about another 20 minutes and the pork chops are ready to get wrapped up in foil like the ribs were. Put these last couple of apple slices, poblano, and yellow onion in with them. They'll continue to simmer and stay nice and moist while everything is finished up inside. Get the table set and put out salad and all that good stuff. So let's wrap up the pork chop. One pork chop. Okay. Apple slice. Apple slice. A little bit of onion. Extra poblano slice. A little more foil on top. And fold it up. Apple slice, apple slice, the rest of the onion pieces. That's what it looks like right before it gets wrapped up. And then we should be able to get the ribs and the pork chops off the grill here in about another 20 minutes. All right. Fantastic. Don't you wish you were in my backyard? Okay, we've got everything wrapped up and it's all huddled up right there next to where the heat comes out from the firebox. We still got a pretty good amount of heat coming out. The coals are dying down, but it's just enough to keep things warm and tender while we're getting everything ready inside for folks to have dinner. Okay, it's been a pleasure. I'll show you the end result after I slice open the ribs here in just a little bit. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, Dan Bass here again with Bass's Backyard Barbecue. I just pulled the ribs and the pork chops out of the smoker, and this is one of the smaller racks of ribs. Let me walk you through everything that I did up until this point. First, I had seasoned the ribs yesterday. I put a dry rub on them. If you look at the video prior to this one, you'll see everything that I put on it. It wasn't a whole lot, but it gave it a good base flavor to be added to by the sop that came later after it was put on the grill. I started the grill at about 2:30 this afternoon. It is now getting close to 6:45, and that's just about the perfect amount of time for the size of rack of ribs and for the pork chops that I put on there. The pork chops I put on about an hour and a half after I started the ribs, because they take a little bit less time to finish up cooking. So anyways, let's open up the ribs and see what they look like. Point you down here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright. It's like Christmas, but with more meat. My goodness, that is delicious looking. Here. That is what my ribs look like after they've been unwrapped. Unbelievably delicious. I wish you could smell the aroma coming up. Wow. Sometimes I really impress myself. But okay, we're going to slice them up and see what they look like on the inside. That's what the true test is. Well, I guess the true test is when you taste them. But y'all can't do that. You're watching me on the YouTube. Yum, 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 yum. My shirt wants to eat these ribs. They look so good. take a piece of foil here and put the veggies and the apple slices on top of that. Sometimes folks like to use that as a little extra flavor when they eat their ribs and put on the plate with them. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, now when slicing the ribs, it's so much easier if you turn them over. See, from the front, you really can't tell where the bones are. From the back, you see right where each bone is, and it's very easy to slice. All right, I've got everything arranged just about right. Got all the ribs round on the outside, and got the pork chops dead center. My battery died a moment ago, so I restarted the camera so I could show you what the pork chops look on the inside. There you go. That beautiful smoke rind going around the outside, permeating the meat, and perfectly cooked in the center. Could not ask for a better pork chop. And that is what a perfectly cooked baby back pork rib is supposed to look like. The smoke rind all the way around it. It's the reddish color on the outside. And cooked all the way through. You see the whitish part on the center? That's the cooked meat. If you have that reversed and you have the white part on the outside and the red part on the inside, then you messed up. You might want to redo that. But that is gorgeous. Yum, yum, yum. My shirt wants to eat it. Okay, this looks really pretty, so I'm going to turn the camera around and show it to you. There we go.
Woo!
That is dinner. Does that look good? I think Emily thinks that looks good. Yeah, and so does her baby dino. And so does her larger dino. Stop fighting over the food. Okay.
Okay.
How's it look?
Good.
It's in the oven. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me for this edition of Bass's Backyard Barbecue. I hope you join me next time when I cook something even tastier looking than this. I don't know if that's possible, but I'll give it a shot. All right. Bye. We're going to eat. Peace. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum.